This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So, right. So, as you know that today we are going to start COBOL module. Okay. So let's discuss first what are the topics we are going to cover and what is our plan. In this particular COBOL module. So first, we will start with the COBOL basics or introduction to COBOL, intro to COBOL. Then we will see COBOL basics. Okay, we'll discuss about the COBOL basics, like how to write a COBOL program, level numbers, okay, rules, coding sheet, and so on. After that, we'll discuss about the move. Okay, then we will discuss about the arithmetic verbs like add, subtract, multiply, divide, and compute. We are going to discuss. Okay, so move add, then we are going to discuss the perform, then
Not able to hear.
perform, we are going to discuss string, and we are going to discuss unstring and inspect. Okay, so on before it only we'll discuss about conditional statements. Okay, conditional statements and what we can say loops in a perform, like here we will discuss if and evaluate. Okay, perform string and string. Then we will, once we are done with this, I'll explain you comp as well as. Then we will start with the file handling. This is very important topic in mainframes, as you know that when you're looking for job or change on mainframe, so you might get some questions, scenario based questions, some examples and taxes they might ask from the file handling concept. Here how to file handling in with the PS file. Okay, so PS file, there how you can read sequentially, write, and update. So similarly we do file handling on VSAM, like I am going to explain ESDS, okay, and KSDS. So you need to explore RRDS. ESDS we do read, okay, write, and update, because both are same PS and ESDS. Then KSDS read, in that sequential read, random read, okay. Then dynamic read we are going to see, and write, delete, update. We are going to see all these. Okay. Then we are going to discuss arrays and subprograms. Okay. So even to, in this particular list, if I missed anything, I'll be I'll be covering that as part of this training. Don't worry about that. Okay, so to complete this minimum, it takes 10 hours from today. So including even today's also, it will take 12 plus days, because file handling itself, it will take more days. Because other topics is easy. Every day, one topic, or, two topics in a day. First 2 days is very important for you, because the basics you should be strong. If you have a strong knowledge on the basics, then you can able to write your own code, and you can able to fix the errors yourself on other topics. Okay, let's see one by one thing. So these are all the topics will be covered as part of this training. Okay, so let's start with the COBOL part, intro to COBOL. So what is COBOL? Okay, so basically COBOL stands for Common Business Oriented Language. COBOL stands for Common Business Oriented Language. So COBOL is a high level programming language. It is a structured language. So COBOL is a structured language. It is a high-level language. It is COBOL is, it looks like English language. Basically, COBOL is used to develop the business applications. Okay, so what is the use of COBOL? It is used to develop the business applications, not any software. Okay, so basically, business applications you can develop, not software. What does mean? What this line indicates? Okay, if you take a Java, using Java, I can develop a banking application. I can develop a insurance application. I can develop a health application. Okay, hospitals we are using, uh, you know, banks are using. So those front end application, back end, everything can be implemented on a Java. And Java is not only for business applications. You can develop software. Like if you see so many tools, like if you take a Android, okay, Android itself it is on Java. Like that, there are so many tools on Java language. If you take some of the languages, some of the softwares are developed on C, C++. If you take a Lift, some of the language they might be using C, C++, right? So, but whereas COBOL is not for to develop any software like Android or some software, but we can use to develop the business application. It's similar, bank application, health application, or airlines, internet. Okay, so those things can be developed with the help of COBOL. So it is a high-level language. COBOL is a high-level programming language. High-level programming language. It is a top to bottom structure language. So top to bottom structured language. Structured language. Okay, so it's structured language, and it is a high level. It is English like language. It is a English like language. Why we are calling English like language? Okay, so why we are calling English like language? In the COBOL program, if you see COBOL program, everybody having some little bit experience, right? If you see COBOL, all are looks like an English keyword. Move, accept. You know what is move English meaning? Accept. You know the meaning of display. You know the meaning of perform. You know the move. Meaning of read. Every COBOL verb it looks like English verb. Okay, this is okay all about your introduction to COBOL. So again, it is a structured language, very important. It is a top to bottom structured language. When I say structured language, it is not a pre-format language. Okay, it is not pre-format language. When I say pre-format, Java, though you can start from any column, any column you can start it. It is not something there is no rule such that like you have to start from sixth column, eighth column, and so on. First, you have to declare and so on. But in COBOL, we need to follow. There are some basic rules are there. When we follow those rules, then only you can able to compile and run the program. Okay, so we'll see eventually about the COBOL coding rules and coding sheet and so on. So any queries here so far, team? Okay. So this is all about introduction to COBOL, the first one. So let's discuss the COBOL basics. So I'm directly entering into the first topic and very important, COBOL basics. As I told you, the introduction to COBOL, where we use, how we use, and so on. Now we'll see how to write a COBOL program. How to write a COBOL program. So usually we write the COBOL programs on in any PDF. It is 80 record length. Record format should be fixed block. If it is record length is not 80, or if record format is variable and so on, you might face compilation errors. Okay, so very important while you're writing a PDF. Sorry, while you're writing a COBOL program, that particular data set should be a PDF with a record length 80 and record format should be fixed block. If you are sure that if you done with the creation, then you are good to create a one member and start the writing a COBOL program. Now, how you write the program? Okay, so let me explain you COBOL program structure. So, what is the COBOL program structure? How you write the COBOL program? So, if you ask me, there is a structure, right? So, when is this structure? What is the structure of the COBOL program? Okay, so COBOL program is basically, this is how it looks like. First, program. Program is basically a COBOL program is nothing but collection of divisions. Okay, so collection of divisions. How can you say division? Collection of sections is called as a division. Collection of paragraphs called as a section. Collection of sentences. Okay, sentences you can call as a paragraph. Then statements. Okay, then verbs, or words and characters. So this is the structure of any COBOL program. First, this is the structure. You cannot write your own way. First, you should start with the division. Okay, you should start with the division. So what is a division? Collection of sections. It is always should have the section, may not be. Division can contain directly paragraphs. So, but general meaning you can say division is nothing but collection of sections. What is the meaning of section? Collection of the paragraph. What is paragraph? Sentences. If you observe the entire the flow, what you have written, what I have written over here, even if you take any textbook, it can be English textbook or any language textbook, it looks like this only, right? First you are having a division, okay, then section, in the section paragraph, in each paragraph there are sentences. That is the reason I said that COBOL program looks like English like language. COBOL program, it looks like English like language, right? So let's see, we have seen the structure of the COBOL program. We will discuss about each one. Okay, so let's discuss about the divisions. Okay, what is the division? As I told you, right? So always your COBOL program should start with the division. So in COBOL program, there are 4 divisions. I'm going to explain in detail about each component now. So division. What is a division? Collection of sections are called division. Okay, so in COBOL there are 4 divisions are there. Okay, there are four divisions in COBOL. So one is identification division, then second one is data division, identification division. So then the second one is environment division, the third division is data division, the fourth one is procedure division. So if you observe, I'm writing in a step by step, and the others, what your COBOL program expects, your system will expect from you as a developer. So same way I have written. Whenever you are writing a COBOL program, first you should start with the data identification division, which is a mandatory division. So what is the okay? First you should start with the division. Once you're done with the division, you need to start with the environment division, then data division and procedure division. So one by one, you need to write it. First, complete the identification division and components of the identification division. Once the identification division definition is completed, then you need to start with the data environment division. Once you complete environment division code, then you have to start data division. Similarly, you need to complete the procedure division also. Now, among all the divisions, identification division is a mandatory division. Okay, identification division is a mandatory. Procedure division, it is not a mandatory. Even when you're writing a COBOL program, you should expect some output, right? So you will expect output. For that, you need a procedure division. So there is an interview question: what are the divisions are mandatory? Identification division is mandatory, and you say that procedure division. They might ask you, procedure division is it a mandatory? You have to give it the answer. Yes, when you're writing a COBOL program, there should be a purpose. If there is no purpose, there is no output you're expecting, then you don't write the procedure. So, if you are expecting in a single minor output also, slight output also, you should write the procedure division, because the executable code is present in the procedure division. Anyhow, we will discuss in detail about the each division. So these are all the 4 divisions in COBOL program. Let's discuss about the each division so that we will be able to cover the sections also. What is our first division? Identification division. So the first division is identification division. So can you tell me, guys? Some people are having experience on identification division, right? So can you give me the answer? What is identification division? What are the use of it?
Identification division is used to identify the program name to the system.
Exactly. Yes.
And we can identify the author of the program, who has written the program.
Okay. So
and when it is written.
Okay, right.
Like at what time it is written.
Right. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. So basically, identification division, as he said, the first point we are supposed to tell that identification division is the first division. It is the first division first division in any COBOL program. In any COBOL program. Okay, so first you should start with the identification division. So this it is used, it is used to, it is used for documentation purpose. Okay, documentation purpose, and it is used to, it is going to identify the program. It is going to identify the program, and it is used for the documentation. And okay, it is used for the documentation. By seeing the identification division, as I guess Niharika said that it is who has written, when compiled, and which when compiled, when written. So all of them, you can see the importance of the division. So you can see all of them in the identification division. So identification is the division, first division in any COBOL program. It is used for documentation purpose, and it is used to identify the program. So identification division, it contains identification division. It contains the only paragraph. It doesn't have any sections. This is one interview question which I faced in my, when I attended one interview, they asked me the question. Okay, so identification does have any section? Answer is no. It has only paragraphs. It has only paragraphs. Let's see the syntactical part. Okay, so always your COBOL code should be in uppercase, as you know that identification division. So don't worry, guys. Just I'm explaining all of them in overview. So I'm explaining step by step. Then we have another okay, paragraph. Paragraph, it doesn't mean that you should have sentences. Okay, or it just can be a single line also. Program ID dot. Program ID is a paragraph, okay, to identify the program, and anything you can write as PCM dot or sub PCM. Okay, so this is the program ID, which is a mandatory paragraph. Okay, so very important. What is the mandatory paragraph here in identification division? Program ID. So then environment. Sorry. Okay, so author who has written this code. So I can go with something called IBM. Okay, IBM users. I can write any text. So what is the paragraph name in the first line here? Program ID is the paragraph name dot. So always your paragraph name end with the dot, right? That is the reason you have given the dot. Then what is the content of that? Add PCM. Similarly, author is the paragraph heading. What is the written? IBM users. You can write more than IBM users. You can write multiple users also. Author. So this is, it indicates who has written it. Next, date written. So what this indicates, who has written. You can write any format. Okay, so I'll write 13 May. Okay, so do we have any specific standard format? No, you can write it any format. Date written. Similarly, date compiled. When this program is compiled, again 14 May 2019. So this is another paragraph. Now security. Okay, high. So it doesn't mean that it will, protect your program and so on. Whenever the developer, let's say, okay, now you developed the code, you resign the company from, or you went to another project. So now I want to modify some code. Before I modify the code, I want to understand the importance of this program in your application. See, every program may not be having this equivalence, importance, right? Some of the programs, even though you delete, it doesn't affect your application, even though it will not, it doesn't affect more functionalities. Okay, but there are some applications, programs which are very critical. If you do minor change, if you do any minor mistake also, it impacts the end users or no data. So that those programs you need to keep as a high. So high is the standard? No. Usually we mention high, medium, low. Okay, but you want to go with a different one, your structure, you can go. Even I told you, right? So author name you can write your own, and date written you can write your own. May this is you can write your own. Even this also you can write your own value. So these are all the paragraphs in identification division and the corresponding values. So these are all statements are available in the identification. Now, if you refer this particular identification division, now the definition is you are able to see in the form of syntax. What is the first division? As I told you, without that you cannot do anything. So it is used for documentation purpose. It is looking like as a documentation or not? Yes. Okay. It is identify the program. So it is it no? This is the mandatory. It is going to identify this program. Identification division contains only paragraph. Sorry, not a parameter. So it contains a paragraph. You can have multiple paragraphs. So each line you can call as a paragraph. So each line you can call as a paragraph. So any queries at this moment so far?
No, Venkat. Clear.
Yeah. So others, do you have any queries? Right. Fine. So where we write, on which column we write, we will discuss in detail about that. Okay. Yeah. So we are done with the identification division. If you go back to your previous document, previous one. Yeah. So what I discussed? Division. So what is the division we discussed? First division called identification division. The next division, when you're writing a COBOL program, so we need to write environment division. So the next division is environment division. So what is the use of this division? Okay, this division, yeah. So it is used to define the files, the
Find the
input
file.
files, what files, and to define the source computer details, to specify the computer details. So these two purposes we use environment division. So what is the use of environment division? Most of the times we use environment division. We will declare environment division to define the files. If you are accessing the files, you want to read or write, update or delete. If you want to do any operation on any file or any n number of files, those files first should be defined in the environment division. If there are no files, there are no computer details, if you don't want to specify, then I no need to write the environment division. Without environment division also, I can write it. So if you see my initial 10 programs which I am going to write, there I don't write environment division, detailed environment division, because it's not required. Till till file handling, I no need to write the environment division. When I start discussing about the file handling concept, then I required environment division. So environment division has two sections. Okay, it has a two sections. So the syntax of environment division, environment division. So input output section. We have a input output section. Then on top of that, I guess there is a configuration section. So there are configuration section. So basically, this is the section where you use it to define the file. The configuration section will be used to define computer details. So on which computer you are defining the files and so on. So again, each section has some paragraphs or statements or sentences. Anyhow, we look into that. So this is all about your environment division. Next division is data division. So what is the next one? Data division. So let's see what is a data division. So data division is basically to define the file fields. Okay, what are using? It is used to define the file record structure, file record structure. Okay, so there is a one purpose file record format, or I can say that is a one we can use for that, or to declare the temporary variables, that is called working storage variables. Okay, so basically, I can say simply to define the variables. To define the variables, we will go with the data division. So when you want to go with the, sorry, yeah. So when you want to declare a variable, when you are using the file, then you need a data division. Until unless data division is not required. Again, it has so many sections. More than 4 sections are there. So data division has collection, as I told you, right? Sections. What are the sections? Uh, Data division has sections called file section. Okay. Then we have a working storage section. Then we have a linkage section. We have a report section. Okay, so we have a report section. Then what I heard, have seen communication section and other type of the section. But in our training, in this particular training, I'm going to explain these initial three sections. Okay, so report section I'm not going to discuss, but we'll discuss first three sections. Now, so again, here as I told you, environment, these sections are mandatory, sorry, optional, because data division itself it is optional. So obviously, rest of the sections are also optional, depends on the requirement context. We are going to use the section. Now, the last division in the COBOL program, that is procedure division. So basically, the procedure division is used to define the business logic. Okay, so the code you write here, the code you write, that is executable. So whatever you write before procedure division, those are syntaxes and declaration part. Okay, so this uh, this code, if you now I declared a variable, that is for support the business procedure division logic. You declared a file to do something on that, you need a environment division. But whatever you write in the procedure division, that should be the final executable logic, executable code. But before procedure division, whatever you wrote, whatever you write, that's just syntax and declaration part or support variables and variables, everything you're going to do here. Okay, so these are all the divisions in COBOL program. So any queries here so far, team? Okay, so now what we discussed, team, we discussed about the division and mandatory division. We have seen it. Okay, if you see, this is the we discussed about this particular 4 divisions, just overview. I did not explain in detail about them. We eventually will see about each division when I am going to show the hands-on part. So are you clear so far? Any queries here?
Yeah, yeah, clear.
Okay, done. Now, okay, so we discussed, okay, introduction to COBOL. We discussed about the COBOL program structure, and we discussed about the divisions of the COBOL program. Now, how do you write the COBOL program? Okay, so we will discuss about that. So we have a concept called COBOL coding sheet. What is that? COBOL coding sheet. So as I told you, when you're writing a COBOL program, the PDS, the where you're writing, that should be 1 to 80 columns. Okay, what is that? 1 to 80 columns. So basically PDS, you will create it 80 record line. So it will be 1 to 80. Now, when it is a 1 to 80, so the 1 to 80 you can divide into different components. Okay, so as I told, right, it is a structured language. So basically, I can say 1 to 6 columns. Okay, nothing but initial 6 columns will be used for row number or and okay, page number and so on, line number or page number. So this is our focus is not on the first 6 bytes basically, I can say. So let's say seventh column. So seventh column you use it for comment purpose. Okay, so on the seventh column, valid characters on seventh column. Okay, so we have star. So we have a star. I'll go to the next line. Star, then slash D, and one more hyphen. So what is the use of star T? What is the use of star on seventh column?
It is like comment.
Comment. What about slash? Splitting the page. Now travel to next page. D means debug, and okay, hyphen is continuation. Okay, so in interview they might ask you what are the characters you can write on the seventh. Either one of them. Don't think if how can you write on a one single column four. You cannot write it. Either you write a star, or you can write a slash, you can write a D, or you can write a hyphen. So one of the special character can be written on the seventh column, but you cannot able to write four of them on the seventh. It is not possible, as you know that. Okay, now we have seen 1 to 6 fine, 7 is fine. Now 8 to 80. So what is the data? What is the columns are left? 8 to 80. So then 8, 12, 11. That is called area A. What is this called? Area A. So in area means you have to start from 8th or 9th or 10th, 11th. Anywhere you can start between 8 to 11. What you can start? Divisions. Okay, you can start either section names, okay, section or paragraph names. So only these three can be started from area A, 8 or divisions or sections or paragraphs. Now we have seen 8 to 11. So then 12 to 72. 12 to 72. So what is left in the COBOL program structure? Sentences,
Statements.
statements, or COBOL verbs. Basically, COBOL verbs should be in area B. Okay, so this is called area B also. Now, what is left? 73 to 80. Okay, so it is used for documentation purpose, or that whatever you write 73 to 80, compiler will be ignored. Compiler will not consider 73 to 80 columns data. So we use to specify some labels. Okay, so let's say if you added a new line, so I can write on a 73 n. N means new line. If I modified it, I can write a m. So this is a modified. Initially it is something else. So when you put some labels or some text to indicate something about that line, so we can write anything on the 73 to 80. So very important. If you don't want to get the errors while you are doing first time, you should have the strong knowledge on this particular COBOL coding sheet. If you have a good experience, good knowledge on the COBOL coding sheet, you will not get any error, okay, while you are doing this simple programs. Now, we discussed about the COBOL coding sheet, we have seen the structure. So why we need to wait? Let's start how to write a COBOL program. So I'll show you on the mainframe environment. Okay, so meanwhile, if you have any queries, you can ask me.
Venkat, we can write level numbers also, right? From 8 to 11.
Yeah, that, yes, okay. Yeah, so we can write, okay, zero level numbers. Level numbers are 0, 1, and 77. Right. So I'm going to create a PDF. 3.2. Yeah, so MATVRA sorry, APR dot COBOL dot PCM. Okay, so I'm creating one. Okay, so let me delete my first qualifier so that it will be added automatically. COBOL dot. Okay, so I write it. Sorry, APR dot COBOL dot PCM. So I'm creating one PDF. So let's go with a 10, and I'll go with the primary quantity 10, secondary quantity 100. So recurrent 80, 800, and it should be PDF. Record format should be fixed block. So what we did, we created a one PDF. Okay. Now I am going to create a member like how you create a JCL member. Now 3.4 APR dot COBOL dot PCM. So okay, let's open it. Yeah. Now I opened it. I just opened. Now I listed the PDF first program, that is this PCM. Okay, or hello PCM. Let's go with the hello PCM. Now, as you know that, let's recap what we discussed. Okay, so we should know calls, caps on to convert whatever the data you write, caps on, and highlight COBOL. Highlight COBOL to, convert the COBOL verbs into upper red color, reserved words. All reserved words should be converted into the specific color so that we can able to fix the errors before we compile it. Okay, so now what we did, we discussed so far, structure and so basic coding sheet. Now I want to write the simple COBOL program. How to write the COBOL program? So as you know that first every when I show you the program, what is the first division? It is the first division in a COBOL program. This is for documentation. Now, so identification division. Is it a division or not? Yes. If it is a division, where we are supposed to start in area A. So 8 column identification division and put the dot. Each line should end with the dot. So identification division I have written. Do I need to start always 8? No, you can start 9 or 10 or 11. But it should be between 8 to 11, including 8 and 11 also. Anywhere you can start it. Then, so there are some mandatory name, program ID. It is paragraph name. Okay, and I'm writing a hello PCM. Now, this is an inter question team. What is the program ID length? What is the length of the program ID? What is the length of the program ID?
8. I'm not sure, but 8 I guess.
8. Okay. So any other answers? Okay. Yes, you can have more than 8, but you need to tell me tomorrow what is the maximum length of the program ID. So you can have more than 8, but what is the maximum? Okay. So 30 or 40, 35. So look and tell me, guys. Okay. But answer is, we can say it is not 8, more than 8 you can write it, but usually people will write only 8. If you give more than 8, let's say I have given a 15, but your compiler will recognize, will consider only the first 8, even it will not throw any error. Don't think that it will throw error. It will not throw error, but it will consider for the further processing first 8. Next, so program ID is a paragraph, which is a mandatory. When I say the paragraph name, where it should start again in area A. Now, so I'm writing other author is a paragraph name. Okay, so I'm going with a Rahul. Okay, so IBM. Okay, so developer. So I can write author name. Now, if author name is also paragraph name, then author is done. Date written. When you written this code, what is the date? So 13 space May space 2009. You want to go with a different format, you can write it. So what you are trying to say by this paragraph, when this was written, Now date compiled. So you might be compiling today. So then you write 13 space May space 2019. So this might vary. It is not a fixed value, right? If you write tomorrow, date written might be different. If you modify, like, you might be different. So then security. So this is another paragraph in data division, so identification division. This impact of this program in our application very low. Okay. So how many paragraphs here are we? Almost there are maximum of 5. So these are all the paragraphs. End of the paragraph dot should be there. So make sure at least one space should be there after dot. You can give more because like JCL, JCL will allow you single space, are limited. There are some more restrictions are there. But in COBOL, something little bit relaxed there. You can give more spaces between first dot in author and author name. So these are all can be modified here. So there is no restriction, serious restriction. How many spaces should be there? So Nishant, are you comfortable? Yeah, sorry, Nishant. Shantanu.
Yes.
Yeah. So because all others are already they joining this, they are started attending, from TSYSPF. Okay, he joined in between for the COBOL course alone. It's okay. Okay, but okay. So you will be able to understand it if you are having knowledge on GSTL part. So this is all about identification division. So what is the next division? Environment division. So even though if I don't declare any file, still I can able to declare the environment division. Similarly, data division also. Even I don't declare any file section or any section. Next, the last section is procedure division. Procedure division. The last division is a procedure division. The code what you write in the procedure division, that code will be executed. The output you can able to see either on the spool or okay or file. So the next I'm going to use the COBOL web. Okay, so what I'm going to use COBOL web, that is display. So display is system equivalent to system dot out dot println. Some languages print, some languages echo, depends on the language where you are working, right? So display is to display some text to the user. So I know you say where bright, so I where it should be in area B, you should make sure it should come 12 dot after that. So display welcome to okay COBOL world. Display happy learning. So each program should end with the stop, run, or exit program or go back. Eventually, we'll see the difference between them. So basically, till this, every line has a dot, but here I have not written, but it's okay. If you want to code it, it's okay, you can code it, but we'll see the actual where needs to be implemented in a procedure region where you should not write the dot. So this is how you can write the COBOL program. Is it clear, team? Okay. So now we written the program, everything is fine. Okay. Now what we need to do? Can I run this program? I cannot run this program. I don't have any option also because okay. So why? Because this is written in high level language. Okay. So your operating system cannot understand high level programming language statement. So that is the reason what you are supposed to do. We need to compile the source code. So as you know, as you are aware of that, okay. So let me create one more PDF to get the compiler JCL. So what is the compiler JCL? You might be knowing it. So job like stop. Here I have a compiler COBOL compiler copy. Yeah. Okay, team. So basically what you did it. So step one, we are supposed to write the code. Step one, write the COBOL program. Write the COBOL program. And step two, okay, compile the program. So why we are doing the compilation? Because your operating system cannot understand your COBOL statement because it's a human readable format. It is a high level language. So we need to understand, we need to convert it into the mission dependent code. For that, I should know the JCL. So I'll explain you the JCL, eventually in tomorrow's session. But at this moment, I'll compile this code. So this is the copy lib. So I don't have any copy libs. I can go with the existing data system as it is. So load lib, I can go with the as it is, or I can create my own. Now basically here you need to specify the input data set. Okay, where is your COBOL program? What is the program name? So program name is not hello PISM, HE help PISM. So F9, yeah, so this is a program. So basically what are the inputs for the compilation? One is a copy lib and source lib and member. These three are going to become inputs for your compilation. The output will be the load log. So you don't want to go with the existing load lib. I can create my own library 3.2. Yeah. So I can write apr.cobol.load lib. Now, so I created one simple normal PDF. Ideally, sometimes the record format should be used. Let's try here. Whether will allow or not. So I'll copy this data set name. Yeah. So basically, what you did, team, we are not using any copybook of in the COBOL program. Like when I'm going with the as it is with the existing one, the low lib, where is your once you compile the code, where you want to where you need to generate the load model here. Then where is your COBOL source code in this PDF? Hello Prism. So don't worry, I'll be discussing again in detail about this even tomorrow also. Submit. Okay, we are getting max SQL. Then I'll show you again tomorrow error fixing and compilation process in detail. Yeah. So can you see the error, team? Okay, output data set for DD name sysload model was invalid record format. F11. Okay, so what they are expecting? Record format should be U. So which means that this is okay. So this is I'm going to delete it. I'm going to allocate it. So it should be the load model format should be U. Data set is allocated. So what I did, I deleted the low library one I created. So now you can see massively error. So what is the problem? The record length is 80, but record format should be U. It will not allow you fixed block. Now, if I go to this PDF, open this, there is a one member, hello, help user. Now, if you open it, it is a mission dependent code. What are this? This mission dependent code. So this code it can understand by your JSL. So now how I can write it on JSL? So I have tried a job card MATVRAJC job card notify to whom the notification message needs to be sent. So then step one. So far we have seen only utilities, right? Now we are going to see user defined also. So step lib. I'll talk about this. I don't want to cover today. So DS code. Tomorrow we'll see this part of it. I want to show today output only, not anything more. Share, submit. So if you see the code, you got message C0. So what I am specifying, what is your load module member name and where it is located. So that is based on the step list. So now I'm going to the school, start SSP, question mark, you can see start. Okay, so this is something all about, simple COBOL program. How do you compile? How do you run it? Don't worry. So I know that I not explained in detail about COBOL compilation and done this year. That we will see tomorrow. Okay, so that's all for today. So do you have any queries? Let me know.